Uttara Bodhi Mudra. And so we'll interlace our fingers just like this. And then bring the index tips together. So the index point up, and then we're going to bring our thumbs together and down. Yep, so thumbs together and point down, index up, and the others are interlaced like that. You can rest with it in front of the heart if you want, maybe down. This is our awakening mudra. Just press the thumb tips together, the index tips, and then just relax the breath and tune into the breath. Ground into the sits bones. Our practice tonight is going to just bring in that new moon energy. Bring in that nourishing energy. And this Uttara Bodhi Mudra awakening, which supports the energy of the moon right now. Imagine your chest expanding forward and back, and the sides expanding towards the elbows. Creating space for that breath of life to fill your being. As we hold this mudra with the hands, just grounding into our space tonight so our awareness is drawn to any points of contact with the floor. And roll our shoulders back, maybe sit a little straighter, but always comfortable. Maybe noticing the temperature of the room and the temperature of the body. And perhaps focusing our inner eye, that inner gaze, maybe on the tips of the fingers of the index fingers without opening the eyes. Just feel them in space. And then surrender and ride the wave of the breath in the body. That moon energy is nourishing. It's that motherly energy. The receptive, listening energy. So continue with the mudra, continue with the breath. I'll share with you what our dear friend Lena from the Power Path out in Santa Fe had to share about the new moon energy for July. This new moon challenges us to honor the structures that support us and the containers that need to change. But be patient. For now, acknowledgement is enough, and planning is better than impulsive action. Keep it simple, practical, and well thought out. You are building a foundation for the expansion coming in later this year and next. Look for stability and discipline within yourself, and consider your foundation to include your inner strength and stability, wisdom, and truth. Sprinkle a bit of inspiration, hope, enthusiasm, and broader vision into the mix, and you will see things manifest easily and gracefully in the next several months. Use this new moon time to revision, revise, and reset your container. Strengthen your inner sources of support and set some long-term goals for the direction you wish to see your future life manifesting. Be inspired by your planning. What can you let go of now in order to make space for this to happen? So let's let those words just wash over us and reverberate within. If there's anything that stood out, just hold it in your heart space. Bring it to your mind. Now we'll inhale together. Exhale, you can blink the eyes open as we let the hands just gracefully rest in the lap. And then maybe you want to roll the shoulders back, up and back, one at a time. Yeah, you can close the eyes if you want. You can even maybe add the neck to lay back, the head to look up. You can tilt the chin down. And maybe roll the shoulders up and forward, moving the neck up and down. And we'll come on to our hands and our knees. And there's absolutely no rush to make it there either. So whenever you come onto your hands and knees, it's fine. Maybe you want to move your downward facing dog or a sphinx pose to get there. Stretching out the feet. And then, yeah, just offer that to yourself. Be reminded of this new moon energy of nourishment. And if there was a word that stood out for you, maybe bring that into your heart space and let that guide your practice tonight. Sprinkling in that grace. Yeah, so let's just hang out in downward facing dog. If that's feeling really good, let's be in downward facing dog. Yeah. Now let's bend that right knee towards the ground. Maybe you feel the weight shift into the right arm. Yeah, and then straighten that right leg, bend that left. Notice the left hand responding. And then just bend those knees one at a time. Feeling that back lengthen. And now let's bring our legs straight. And really walk the feet a little bit closer towards the hands than we normally do. A little bit different, maybe smaller V. So we're still in downward facing dog. Maybe bend that right knee and then bend the left, noticing those erector spinae, those muscles along the spine. And bring that awareness to the spine, the energy flowing up and down with this inversion. And now from here, let's bring those knees down to the ground. walk the hands really far in front. For puppy, bring the forehead to the ground. And the heart hovers over the earth. And maybe you come up onto the fingertips so the forearms lift. Or if you want, you can lower those forearms down. So whatever feels best for you. Maybe sigh. Now lower down the arms. Let's make our way onto our stomachs. Turn under the forearms if you want, and then the tops of the thighs. And let's come onto the left cheek. The arms come beside us. And now bring the right arm out like a T. And we're just going to roll up, kind of onto the side. Stretch out the front of that shoulder. And then roll over onto the stomach. The left arm comes out to the side. Kind of press up and onto that left shoulder. Opening up the heart center here and the shoulders. Yeah. And then just roll back and forth in your own pace. From one side to the other, opening that shoulder. Maybe you hang out on one side for a while. And we do each side one more time. And then meet on our stomachs. And let's bring our hands at our side and those heels towards the glutes. Yeah. And then the heels come to the sky and then back to the glutes. And then maybe you kind of swing them back and forth. Point and flex the feet if you want. And then bring those ankles kind of over the knees and then drop the feet out to the right side. Come onto the right cheek if you want. And then over to the left side. And then over to the other side. And the right again. And then the left one more time. And then bring the ankles back over the knees. Let's press back up into our downward facing dog. Let me close the eyes and just visualize kind of what Lena's words were encouraging us to do. To check in and see what we're creating space for and what we can shift around, what our container is going to hold and sustain. And now let's exhale, lower down on our knees. Then we'll come into our restorative portion of our class. So if you have some pillows, you can bring the pillows into the game. I'm going to move this candle that I almost started my pant leg on fire with earlier. So we're going to come into our half frog, our tadpole. And so we're on our stomachs and we're going to bring our right leg out. So the knee is kind of in line with the hip and the ankle is in line with the knee. And so our pillow can be under that knee if that feels better. And then you can also bring the pillow under the chest. And you can rest just like this. And I like to stack my fists so my forehead rests on the fist. Or the palms on top of each other so the shoulders are effortless. And then just rest into this space. And the heart melt. It was suspended in our downward facing dog, and now it's resting on the earth. So feel that levity of the heart, like downward facing dog. But as it's pressed and supported into this pillow or the floor. Maybe offer a few breaths in and out. Often in our restorative classes or our yin classes, we'll often do our 3 breaths in and out to arrive, and maybe 3 in and out to leave the shape. And the reason for that is the sound of Om has 3 parts. One is for the physical manifestation of Om. One is for the inner manifestation. And then the final is for the innermost manifestation, that part of us that's unchanging. And so that's why it's often 3. So maybe breathing in to feel the physical shape of this posture. Notice the body physically. And breathe in to maybe notice the heart space. And then the 3rd breath to arrive here, feeling that Atman, that soul, that deepest part. Let it go. Let it be so. If your mind begins to wander, maybe bring it back to the mantra Om. And feel the mantra reverberating in every cell of the body. Feel your spirit in every cell of your body as the mantra flows through our being. And now let's offer 3 deep breaths in and 3 deep breaths out. You know the secret behind the 3 now. And then at the end of that third breath, our transition is fairly simple. You can just lift the heart and the head and extend that right leg long. Maybe you want to bring the feet towards the sky again and kind of windshield wiper out the legs if that feels good on the hips. Yeah. And then when you're ready, you can just bend that left knee up to the side. The left knee is out the hip and the right foot below the knee. You can bring that pillow over the other side if you want. So whatever is going to feel best in your body, pillow, no pillow. Maybe offering those 3 breaths in and out. As we slowly make our way into the bliss body, creating that space for pure surrender. The moon is related to the water element, and that water element resides in that pelvic bowl area of the body. So by this tadpole opening of our hips here, just kind of bringing in all those energies that support each other. And maybe on the wisdom level, on a subtle energy level, we can invite the wisdom of our body to distill through the structures that support us. We don't have to think, but we can just trust the body during this time of stillness, this precious stillness. To continue to reveal, just as it's been doing the past few months, what's going to support us, the foundation that we need for our future. Relaxing that left thigh, if you're kind of clenching it, and even relaxing that right leg. Sometimes I tend to even curl my toes, like I'm gonna hang on with that right hip on the floor. So relax the right hip if it's clenched or anywhere in the body. Just notice and just kind of let it go. Breathe in and out. And soften the front of the throat, the base of the throat, that space between the collarbones. Soften the palms, the back of the shoulders. Now that sacred number 3. Breathe deeply in, feeling the physical benefits of the shape. And exhale. And breathe in for the inner spiritual benefits. And breathe out. And breathe in a third time for the innermost, those unstruck benefits at the deepest soul source level. And let it go. And then when you're ready, you can bring that knee in, and there's absolutely no rush. You can lay here for as long as you need, as long as it makes sense for your body. When you're ready to transition, you can bring the feet to the sky and then toe up to the legs again. You can stay where you are, or the option to come into a reclined butterfly. The soles of the feet together. Your knees off to the side with maybe some pillows under them. You're going to lie down just like that. Maybe you want to bring a bolster into the mix. The bolster is more up your alley tonight. You can bring a bolster. And just feel that pelvic bowl area, those water elements, those emotions. Maybe cover up with a blanket or a sweater. Let the entire back of the body melted to the floor. Allow the entire front of the body to melt to the floor. Letting the emotions rise up and bubble up. And maybe now is a safe space to spend some time with any emotions. Maybe the sound of Om fills our space again. Om. Eyes rest in the back of the head. The forehead soften and all expression be removed from your face. Send the breath to your hips and breathe into your hips. Breathe into your groin. Let any emotions come up again, just let them surface. Perhaps hold the space for them now. If you feel as though this space is open and kind and gracious, just sit and hold those emotions. Maybe notice where you feel them in the body and breathe into that space. And then maybe breathing into the glutes, the upper glutes. And relaxing our entire pelvic area, front and back. Maybe you begin to notice heaviness in the body. Maybe you want to breathe into the heaviness. As you breathe into the heaviness, you can lean into the light. Let the light just rush over you. Now scan the body. Notice any areas of tension, and if there are any, just breathe into those spaces. And if there isn't any tension anywhere, just breathe into that lower belly. And then when you're ready, take deep breaths in and out to close this shape. After that last breath, just really slowly, bring those feet to the floor, those knees to the sky. Maybe the feet, hip distance are really maybe even further than hip distance apart. Just windshield wiper over to one side. And you can hang out there for a couple breaths if you want. And you can go over to the other side. Sigh and let it go. You can do that as many times as you need. In our next supportive shape, you can stay exactly where you are. I'm going to scoot up on my bolster a little bit, or maybe I'll move onto my back. Let's send the right leg long, and the left leg is going to come out like tree pose. So the left foot's on the inside of the right leg. It can even be on the side of that knee, and just let it fall out to the side. And then relax the glutes. Relax the whole right leg. And maybe there's a blanket or a pillow underneath that left knee, so if you need that support. If not, just let this reclined tree be here. And maybe breathe into that left hip. That left side is the lunar side of the body, that feminine side of the body. Maybe we bring in the mantra Om Vam. Vam is the mantra for our Svadhisthana chakra, that second chakra. And then we inhale Om, exhale Vam. And you can be silent. Inhale Om, exhale Vam. And you bring your awareness to that low belly just below the belly button, that water element. Maybe even visualizing your body, the color orange. And just let it be. letting the words, the mantra Om Vam circulate through your body. Maybe relaxing the palm and the elbow creases and the armpits and the tops, fronts, backs, sides of the shoulders. And just surrender to this experience of being alive right now. What does it mean to be alive? What does it really mean? Let's offer 3 rounds of breath. And after that 3rd round, it can be a long while after, it can be right after. You can bring that left knee to the sky and maybe the right. You can drop the knees to one side. And the other side. Do that as many times as you need. But the next shape is just our reclined tree on the other side. Pretty simple. Just drop that leg to the side and the other leg long. And just surrender like almond tree. Offering any adjustments, maybe some pillows under the arms. Anything that might just a little less edge, a little more softness to the shape. And maybe bringing in the mantra, Om Vam. Om Vam. And with each repetition of our mantra, maybe feeling a little less armored, a little more open. As that sound, that vibration of our mantra fills every cell, causing a reaction, and we have no idea the benefits. Om Vam. Om Vam. Relaxing the shoulders and the backs, the shoulders, shoulder blade. Om Vam. With each breath, every cell is filling with that divine light. And on your own time, you can either stay here, you can gently begin to make your way to Shavasana. Maybe you find yourself enjoying this space, this shape. You want to rest here a little while longer and take in all the lessons and the wisdom. You can find the final resting pose. And as you land in Shavasana, maybe scan the back of the body from the heels to the tops of the shoulders. Letting go of any tension or holding. And bringing awareness to the outer sides of the ankles. And scanning the outer sides of the legs and the side body up to the armpit, really slowly. Releasing any tension. Then from the inner ankles up to the belly button on the inner side of the leg, releasing one pelvis, one hip to the other hip, back and forth in the front of the body, and go around to the lowest part of the back, that sacrum neck, releasing any tension in that pelvic floor, the pelvic bowl, and letting everything from the hips down just relax, relaxing toes and soles of feet. And from the armpits, along the pinky side of the arm, releasing any tension. Then the palms of the hands, up the arm to the shoulder, releasing any tension. Around the back of the shoulder, the tops of hands. Notice your pinky fingertip, the ring finger, fingertip, the middle finger, fingertip, tips of the index finger, tips of the thumb. Feel those energy points. Relax. Relax the chest, the throat. Relax the cheeks, the inside of the mouth. Relax the crown of the head. Visualize your relaxed body on the floor. This beautiful shell and home for your soul. And feel the connection with your soul, all the other souls, resting in Shavasana right now. Feel the connection to the greater whole. Feel the connection with all these souls under the dark night of the new moon. Or under the glowing glow of a bright sun. This new moon supports us. And tuning into setting ourselves up to better accomplish our soul's purpose, our dharma in this lifetime. By giving us the energy to be able to acknowledge and plan, to invite in simplicity, practicality, and thoughtfulness. Supporting you and you and you and you and you and all of the souls around us. This foundation that we create during this new moon can be built on our inner strength, on our wisdom and our own truth for our soul. On your own time, if you'd like to come to a seat and close in a seated meditation, you can do that if that's what serves your energy, your soul. Perhaps you want to rest on the floor. Any mudra that might support you, any mantra or chant or any pranayama. We'll sit here for maybe 3 to 5 minutes. The beauty of being on Zoom is that if there's a mantra that resonates with you, your own mantra with your chosen deity, it's different than someone else's. It's okay. We could all be chanting different things. It can be in silence. We can weep. We can laugh. And it's all in our own sacred space. Shanti.